Hello, fun-loving Gemini fam, and welcome to your March astrological chat for 2020. Um, let's begin with a little bit of February. I like to begin with the last, week or so, or last few days of February, to kind of get a sense of the astrological climate for March. So let's get started. February 18th, we have the sun entering Pisces, which is in your 10th house of career goals, your vocational purpose, and achieving in the outer world. That is, in that house, you have the sun entering the sign of Pisces, which is bringing energy into that house in a way that is quite dreamy and fantastic. You're fantasizing about your next career goals, your next aspirations, and you're coming at it a little bit in a slightly softer way, because Pisces, when you think of it, it's a water energy. It's a little bit more emotional, but not. I don't think it'll be overly emotional, but just more dreamy for you. Following that, on February 20th, we have Jupiter sextiling Neptune in your 10th house as well, your 10th house of career, reputation, vocational purpose. And with Jupiter there, it is expanding. It loves to expand, and it's having like a positive spin with the sextile there to dreamy Neptune. So again, you are continuing that sun entering Pisces with Jupiter expanding upon these dreams and goals you have, these dreams and career goals you have for yourself, and how you see, your legacy going on forward from that. It's a very good aspect. February 23rd, the new moon is entering Pisces in your 10th house of career as well. And I always feel like these, 3 dates are kind of like, they're cohesive, they're working together, because the new moon in Pisces in your career is expanding upon it's going further after being expanded by Jupiter to the new moon is very, it has to do with your subconscious. So subconsciously here, you're at a clean slate, since it's a new moon. You're in a clean slate to build upon these dreams you have for yourself in the near future for career and your aspirations. On March 4th, Mercury will be going retrograde in Aquarius. It's been in retrograde in Pisces, but now it's moving on to Aquarius in your 10th house, in your 9th house, of career. And your 9th house, it's like before your career. It has to do with higher education. It has to do with your philosophies, religion, travel. It's a very explorative house. So you're kind of like, you're very curious in that, and you really want to expand on your view of the world and your view on ideas. So having Mercury retrograde in that house in Aquarius it's having you go inward and ask the greater questions to yourself regarding your philosophies and your beliefs as well. since religion is there. And with Aquarius there, you're asking these questions in a very in a new way, in a fresh way, in an innovative way. You don't want to go through the same motions you did before, the same thoughts regarding things you did before. You want to see things in a new way. You want to expand. You don't want to see things in old ways. And that can be very positive for you as well. On March 4th, on the same day, Venus enters Taurus. Um, that's beautiful because Venus loves being in Taurus. It's right at home. Venus, Taurus, the sign of Taurus is ruled by Venus, so it's the planet of love, and it's a very beautiful planet of love, beauty, the good things in life, and that is in your first house. That's in your 12th house. That is really great because your 12th house has to do with your dream. It's the I dream. It's the spiritual life. What you do in your solitude, in where people aren't around. It has to do with transcendence and transcendence of mind. So having Venus in Taurus here, it's having you do things in a beautiful way. Like, let's say you create a space in your room to meditate or pray, and it has to be beautiful because that at this time will help you to transcend and to be able to like really release. So maybe you want to put a candle in your room, or you want to have a beautiful scent or things like that. Like even if you were having like, I don't know, prayer, like a prayer group or a meditation group, whatever, you'll have like, you'll wear something really beautiful to heighten the experience. So that's the kind of thing that aspect brings, and that's really beautiful. On March 9th, the full moon will be in Virgo, and that is in your 4th house of home, parents, roots, inner security, inner emotional security, where it's the I nurture. It's the Cancerian house of like home and taking care of the people you love. And that full moon is in Virgo, so it's emotional because the full moon is about emotions and the subconscious. So things are coming to a head emotionally in Virgo, which is, it's kind of a juxtaposition because Virgo is more analytical. So you're analyzing how you do things at home, how you take care of your parents. You're being methodical about it. Maybe you're writing a schedule, trying to figure out family time and what your parents' needs are. That kind of thing will be coming to a head on that day. Like, those topics will be really prevalent in that time, or it will be on your mind in a prevalent way. On March 9th, the same day, Mercury is going direct in Aquarius, and that's really good because it loves to be in Aquarius. It's kind of like optimized in Aquarius, and that's going to be in your 9th house, which is again your higher education, philosophy, publishing, religion, travel. And that is really amazing because having it there, you might be traveling out of the blue. You might like, Aquarius is about, it's revolutionary, it's surprise, it's like, it's really fast moving. So you might take a flight somewhere out of the blue, or even if it's short travel, you might go visit a friend really, uh, just abruptly. um, and then March 16th, Mercury, a few days later, a week later, Mercury re-enters Pisces, which it tends to slow Mercury, the planet of communication, down a little bit. Um, but still, Mercury is still, it's not in retrograde, so it's still going to be doing its job of facilitating communication and those types of things. It's going to be in your 10th house, which is your house of career, your status, reputation, vocational purpose, and how you achieve in the world. Um, and since Mercury is in Pisces, you're going to be inspired to mm, to communicate with an employer or on a business in a dreamy way, in a fantastical way. It's not going to just be business as usual. It's going to be much more dreamy, loving. Yeah, it's going to be very good. That's very beneficial for that house. Um, on March 19th, just a few days later, on the spring equinox, you're going to have Uranus sextiling the true node in your 12th house. And the 12th house is the house of it's the house of spirituality, solitude, transcendence, and that's pretty good for you at this time, because we've been, Gemini's have been needing a little bit of that in their 12th house. They've needed that that fresh energy, destiny energy. The true node deals with that feeling of destiny, and you might be asking yourself the questions, um, like of belief, of spirituality, or how you meditate, or how you dream about things. You want to do it in a more fresh way. So it's always good to update your spiritual life, the way you set up your practices. That's really good. March 19th, the Sun enters Aries in your 11th house, and that is the house of your friends, groups, goals, aspirations. Yeah, that's a pretty fun house there. So having your Sun entering Aries in that house, it's bringing a lot of vitality to it. So you'll be like, you might be calling up your friends like out of nowhere. Hey, let's go take a run, something athletic. Let's go, let's go out. That's kind of like, that's the feel of that. Or let's go do this together, something you can achieve together. Let's go work on this project together. That's a beautiful energy. That's on the 19th. So getting closer to the end of the month, on March 21st, Saturn will enter Aquarius in your 9th house of the higher education, philosophy, religion, travel, which is really good, because if you're, earlier I said in that house you might take like abrupt travel plans, but with Saturn entering Aquarius in this house, you're going to be a lot more, methodical. You're going to have you're actually going to make the plan. You're going to go on whatever website you go on, Trivago, Kayak. You're going to do the homework, but having Aquarius there, you're going to be a little bit spontaneous, and wanting perhaps a different hotel, a different venue, something you don't usually do, but you'll plan it and you'll work towards it. in a very grounded way. So that's excellent. Um, on March 23rd, Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is quintiling Chiron, which is an asteroid representing like your inner. It's like your inner traumas, your inner, wounds from the past, and that's happening in your 11th house, which has to do with friends, groups, goals, aspirations. And this is awesome because Jupiter is very optimistic. Jupiter is very seeks higher truth. It loves to expand on things. So, being that it's in this house, you may be, healing over any past issues that you had with regards to friends, groups, goals, your own aspirations. You might have had a trauma in that area, or been scared to go and do and achieve, or go and set a goal. Like, I don't deserve to have this, but you might have a friend come and like open your eyes about that and give you a 180 towards like how amazing you could be doing something, and it'll set you up for like success in the future. So March 24th, moving on, we have a new moon in Aries, which goes along with March 23rd that I just explained, in the way that it's also in your 11th house. So let's say your goals and aspirations here. Aries loves to move. The new moon represents your emotional and subconscious mind, meaning Aries is kind of getting you to move subconsciously. It's saying, come on, like, let's go, like, I'm ready. The new moon builds upon things, so you're ready to like conquer the world, so to speak. You're ready to go for those goals, aspirations, and if it involves friends, you're perfectly willing, and you're pretty much feeling really good and stable within yourself to do that. And that's amazing. I mean, you're setting yourself up for a really great April here. On March 27th, to wrap up, Venus is in Taurus, trining expansive Jupiter in grounded Capricorn. It's amazing because that's in your, let me see, that aspect. It can help you grow. It's very fortunate and happy, and it will give you a lot of growth on whatever you focus on. So it's kind of like the Midas touch. I mean, take advantage of that day. That looks like a really sweet aspect for you. Following that, March 30th, to fully wrap this up, Mars is entering Aquarius, and that's happening in your 9th house of, again, travel, higher education, philosophy, religion. This is excellent. I mean, having Mars entering Aquarius there, it's very action oriented and very electric. It's very new. It's very out of the box. So again, you might be thinking of traveling somewhere absolutely new, out of the box, or if not traveling, you're thinking out of the box. Your philosophies are out of the box. You're expanding on ideas that are out of the box, and you're doing it with a lot of fervor and action, because Mars loves action. So it looks like you're going to have a really exciting March here, and then following that up into April. So with that completes my astrological chat. Have a wonderful March, and I'll see you guys back in April. Thank you so much. Have a good one.